Welcome to the 5th episode of Software by Rob's Startup Website Reviews. I am your host, Rob Walling, and I'm coming to you pre-recorded from beautiful Fresno, California. I'm passionate about web entrepreneurs and anyone who wants to improve the internet by making their corner of it just a little bit better. My goal with each of these episodes is to improve the lives of entrepreneurs by providing 7 minutes of feedback on how to make your website more awesome. If you enjoy these videos, please look to the right of this video, click on that retweet button, and help spread the word. For your 7 minutes of feedback, send your URL to rob@softwarebyrob.com. Let's get started. Today I'm reviewing MissingLinkProjectCenter.com. It's an Outlook add-in to help you do project management right within Outlook. On first arriving at this site, my impression is that everything is set up pretty well. The look of the site is well organized. I like the icons down here, the calls to action and such. My biggest hang-up when I first hit it is it feels like something from 8 or 10 years ago. It feels like an old website, or it feels like something that myself as a developer who's not a designer would put together. We have a lot of straight lines, not much shading, backdrop shadows. The fonts are, again, I'm not a designer. Everybody knows this, but the fonts they feel thin. It doesn't have that thick feeling of some of the other sites that we've looked at. Even let's take a look at this site here, the Trackster.com. This site is made by a commenter who posted a comment the other day. Look at the depth of this site. Just look at all the edging, and it doesn't mean you need rounded edges to look good, but this site just reeks of professionalism. It reeks of a really good designer. And when you come back here, it's like, okay, I know HTML and CSS, and I put together a website, but this is not beautiful. There's no beauty here. It's very functional, and frankly, I think that detracts. I think that has an impact on your visitors when they come here and they say, "Oh, this looks to me like a developer put it together." So it's probably a small company, maybe a one-person software shop. And while you shouldn't back away from saying, "Hey, I am a one-person software shop," you don't necessarily want to look like a one-person software shop in that 3 seconds that you have to convince people to engage and to click on a link on your website. So with that said, my guess is that the bounce rate on this site is pretty high, because I bet even when people arrive here interested in the product, they come here and they might say, "Oh, this just looks like some kind of rinky-dink operation." Okay, so let's move on from here. Actually, this graphic right here is probably the nicest part of this page in terms of design. That looks very professional. So let's take a look at calls to action and such. Immediately what I see is the buy now and the download button, which again, the primary colors are not working for me. But we see the buy now, download button, and then buy now, and I assume that's a download as well. Okay, the issues I have here are the vast majority of your website visitors are going to be brand new visitors. And what do you want a brand new visitor to do? What is the one thing, and potentially two things, you want them to do when they come here? The first thing you want them to do is to take a tour, right? You want them to get an idea of your features. You want them to watch a video, and you want them to see some photos. That is the number one thing. And the number two thing is you want them to download and try your product, or try an online demo if you're a SaaS app. So instead of having a buy now button, I would have a take a tour button, and the download button is fine. If someone's coming to your website to buy it, they're going to find your buy now button here. You're not going to convince them to buy it by adding this link here. Now, just to check these assumptions, I would definitely use crazyegg.com, sign up, and do a heat map on here to figure out how many people are clicking which buttons, and definitely look into doing an A/B test and putting a tour button here. And that tour button would lead to a combination of these two screens. So we have a features screen with some bullets that no one's going to really read through, and we have a much better screenshots screen with a nice 3-minute video and a bunch of screenshots. So what I would do is combine these two into a tour page, because ideally, if you're talking about some major features here, then these are the things that are going to be in your screenshots. And screenshots and videos just provide so much more information and so much more impetus to buy something. So with that in mind, I would combine these two pages. I would probably make these screenshots a little bigger and put some description in there and describe the features that are in these screenshots. Okay, so I would combine those into a tour, and that's where the homepage button here would link to. I would consider getting rid of these buttons. I'm not quite sure. I don't like just how big and square they are. They just don't look that great from a design perspective. And most people don't look to the upper right for calls to action. Their vision's going to be set right here. So if you can remove them and put nothing there, or put I don't know, use that space in a better way, I think you'll be better off. In addition, this missing link here, I would rename this to home, just so people know where they're going. Okay, back to screenshots. The video is nice. It's a 3-minute video. It moves a little slowly, however. I would like to see this video at 90 seconds, and I think you can get there by cutting out a bit of content and by doing some editing and chopping up. There's some places where there's kind of a few seconds of silence. There's gaps in there. You really want to cut that out. In addition, something that works amazing wonders for videos is having some background music, especially when you're kind of talking about software. It's not that exciting. For an example of this, go to .netinvoice.com, go to the tour page, and you'll hear me doing a screencast, and the music behind it has made such an impact on how professional that video sounds. And that music track I bought for $20 from a stock music site, and I have unlimited rights to use it in my stuff. So dropping $20 and just putting just a track behind what you're doing will really improve the professionalism of any of your screencasts. Okay, download. All right, again, I'm not a designer, so I can't provide specific instructions on how to make this look better. I just know this does not look good. This is all cramped up here. This button is too big and too square. This bar between the form fields doesn't look good. So although I wish I could tell you exactly what to do here, it doesn't feel right. And what I would do is I would have a designer. I would hire a designer to just make this look better. It doesn't make me want to enter my information. It's very kind of clunky to my eye. An about area, which is nice. I like this. Personalizes it. Has an address and a telephone number. I think that's okay. You may, since you may want to put a contact link here between buy now and about and include this information. This is a tough call. I really like keeping the top nav sparse, but if someone wants to contact you, I always think to go to the about link. Other people may not. It's kind of a toss-up. I would probably lean towards putting a contact link there. And you can even move this about link into the bottom navigation if you feel like this is getting too wide. And it's great that you have a telephone number and an address there. That's it for today. That's all we have time for. Please join us on the next episode. And if you enjoyed this review, post a comment and click that retweet button to the right of this video. I'll see you next time.